Welcome to Christenberry Fieldhouse on the beautiful campus of Augusta University as the Augusta Jaguars getting set to take on the Lander Bearcats. I'm Robert Ambrose. Good afternoon to all of you. I'm joined today by Blake Collins. Blake, how's it going?
Absolutely wonderful, Robert. It's a gorgeous day, and we've got a really interesting Peach Belt matchup ahead of us.
Yes, we do. Both teams with just 3 losses on the season. The Jaguars are 14-3 overall. The Bearcats go into this match 15-3. The Jaguars are 3-1 in conference play. The Bearcats are 2-1 in conference play as well. These two teams will also meet the final match of the regular season in Lander in Greenwood, South Carolina on November the 3rd. That's the final match before the Peach Belt Conference Tournament, which will also be hosted by Lander and Greenwood the following weekend.
Which that particular game could have major playoff implications.
It absolutely will. And this one, too, as both teams don't want to find themselves with having a tough hill to climb. They want to set the tone early on in conference play. Starting tonight, the Jaguars get set for this one, and they will have a quick turnaround as they have to take on their cross-border rivals, the USC Aiken Pacers, tomorrow at 2 p.m. start time for that match tomorrow. So it's a busy weekend for this Jaguar volleyball team, and they look to get it started on the right foot here tonight here at Christenberry Fieldhouse as they take on Lander Bearcats. This is a special presentation of the Augusta University Athletics Network. When we come back, we will take a look at other scores from around the Peach Belt Conference here today. We'll see what else is going on and what some of the other teams are doing, and we'll also take a look at the standings as well here on the Augusta University Athletics Network on YouTube. We'll be back. Welcome back here to Christenberry Fieldhouse. I'm Robert Ambrose alongside Blake Collins as we're just over 10 minutes from getting this one started between the Jaguars and the Lander Bearcats. Let's take a quick look at what else is going on around the Peach Belt Conference here today. This is going to be one of 3 conference matchups going on tonight here at Christenberry Fieldhouse as USC Aiken traveling to take on Georgia College tonight. That match will also begin at around 7 p.m. Eastern Time here tonight. And another matchup that is currently in action is the Flagler Saints taking on the Braves of UNC Pembroke. We, as of right now, do not have a score update for you there, but that game was underway at 6 o'clock p.m. And let's also now take a look at some of the standings, nonetheless, as we get close to starting this one. USC Aiken, the Pacers, they'll be the Jaguars' opponent tomorrow. And they're up top of the standings, 3-0 in conference play, unbeaten, 12-2, Blake, overall. They had a great season last year. They were the conference champs, and they're in a prime position to repeat still this year. Still a long way to go, though.
Yeah, they've got a prominent and another stout season on their way. They do everything right, the fundamentals of the game right. Phenomenal footwork, great transitional play. The front court is not bad either. You know, I mean, they are pressing all the right buttons at the right time. It is going to be a critical matchup tomorrow, but if you're Augusta right now, you want to focus on the Bearcats here at home tonight.
Absolutely, and the rest of the standings, the Jaguars right behind the Pacers in second place at 3-1 and 14-3 overall, and these Lander Bearcats right behind the Jaguars, 2-1 in conference play and 15-3 overall. So that's how huge this game is. It's a battle for sole possession of second place and to keep pace with the Pacers, who the Jaguars play tomorrow, which could be a battle for first place.
Well, it's not very often that you have coming back-to-back on your home court. It's a critical weekend for the Jags because not only do you have number 3 in your house, but you also are going to combat number 1 in your house the day after number 3 leaves. So it is a crucial stamina test for an already driven Jaguar team to make it far, to push the envelope and make it farther than they did last year. And this will be a good weekend to test their grit, test their drive, test their determination, test their all-around fundamentals, and test everything about about volleyball that they've done so well up until this point. It is going to be a difficult weekend at home for the Jags, but it's also going to be a really crucial weekend in terms of getting better, building more chemistry, and making a fierce statement coming out of this weekend.
Absolutely. And now to wrap up the standings, so Georgia College in 4th place at 2-2 in conference play and 9-7 overall. Francis Marion 1-3 conference play, 9-8 overall. The Flagler Saints 1-3 in conference play, 6-10 overall. And the Braves of UNC Pembroke 0-2 conference play, 5-11 overall. And Blake, I also mentioned the other games going on today. What would you say is at stake with those games, plus considering the standings I just mentioned? I did mention, of course, USC Aiken, who the Jaguars take on tomorrow. They have a big game tonight against Georgia College, so that's where their focus is. They can't look past that one before they get ready to play the Jaguars at tomorrow, which is a 2 p.m. start time here at Chris and Berry Fieldhouse.
Well, as we've seen earlier this year, the Peach Belt Conference is so much improved from a couple years ago and a year ago that on any given day, any team can beat anyone. Georgia College gained a victory and was victorious over this fierce Jaguars team a couple of weeks, last week, and they surprised the Jaguars with a 3-1 victory and the Jaguars 3-1 loss. You didn't see it coming. This conference is so much improved. So from the Georgia College perspective, you've already done it once with the Jags, played your heart out. And the Jags are a very good and fierce competitor to see how you match up against the best in the conference, with the Jags being right up in that category with USC Aiken. So that's going to get them set for that matchup tonight. And then for the Flagler and Pembroke side of things, for Flagler to turn around one victory in conference and for Pembroke to finally get on the conference victory board. They sit at 0-2 and they trail dead last in the conference thus far with an overall record of 5-11, and Flagler's only one win ahead of them at a 6-10 record. So that'll be one of those games to put a little bit of separation from the bottom of the pack up. But it's going to be a crucial conference weekend all around the Peach Belt Conference.
Absolutely. It's going to be an exciting weekend of college football, an exciting weekend of NFL, an exciting weekend of the baseball playoffs. Major League just getting underway. But most importantly, Blake, it's an exciting weekend of Peach Belt Conference volleyball.
Absolutely.
That's the most important thing. We'll take another quick break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the way things have been going for the Jaguars lately. Take a look at some of their recent games and also what they have coming up. We'll give you a little quick preview on that as well on the other side of this break. On the Augusta University Athletics Network on YouTube. We'll be back. Welcome back here to Chris and Berry Fieldhouse. Getting closer to the start of this match between the Jaguars and the Bearcats. I'm Robert Ambrose, joined by Blake Collins, and take a look at what the Jaguars have done recently. They're coming off a victory on Tuesday night against Emmanuel, 3-1 victory. They dropped the first set of the match and then won 3 sets in a row to take the match 3-1. And before that, they swept their weekend series last weekend. They took on UNC Pembroke and Francis Marion, both on the road, and they won 6 out of 7 sets in those combined 2 games to complete the sweep. Before that, they fell to Georgia College in Milledgeville 3-1 after the win against Flagler last 2 Fridays ago. And the Jaguars will rematch against Georgia College on October 16th, a chance for revenge in that one here at Chris and Berry Fieldhouse. Jaguars have not fallen since that time, and sure that'll be a big game as well. And Blake, you were here Tuesday as the Jaguars. You said it was a hard-fought game, and they dropped the first 2 sets, and they did what they do a lot, turn it around. And
well, it was a very hard-fought victory for the Jags to start off with, because Emmanuel came in like a house of fire, And then not only that, they had really good footwork. Their front court was the best the Jaguars have faced up to this point. They were on par with everything on the front court. Now, also, as well, their defense was spectacular all the way around. Their defensive mind was really good. They kind of attacked when they saw blood, and they captured some of the points out of those. The area where they kind of faltered a little bit was in the error department. That's where it came back to haunt Emmanuel during that game. But they also had a ton of heart and exhibited that, because they were down, like you and I have seen Augusta get out to these runs and get out to these consecutive points to where they have a really good point spread on the board and look like they're going to take the set easily. But Emmanuel said, we may be in your house, but we are not going to die without a fight. They came back surging in numerous sets to make those sets closer than what we thought up here initially on that day. And it was one of those games that, even though Emmanuel is not in this conference, it was a really good test to get Augusta ready for this type of physical, this type of absolutely intense Peach Belt Conference play, such as they'll be facing this week, because not only was Emmanuel's front court good, but their defense was solid as well, and Augusta has not really seen much of that this particular year. Lander is one of the better all-around teams in the conference as well, with USC-Aiken coming right behind them tomorrow. So it definitely lent them very well to face a tough competitor out of conference, to get them set up beautifully for this weekend to see if they can take games between Lander and USC tomorrow.
Absolutely, Blake, as we're getting set for first pick for the opening serve here. And let's make note, the victory against Flagler 2 Fridays ago, it was a 3-game sweep. That was the 400th career victory for Jaguars head coach Sharon Corl. She's in her 10th season here in Augusta. This is her 4th different team that she has coached on in her coaching career. She graduated from University of Florida in 1993 and has been very successful wherever she has gone, and has most recently completed her 400th career victory. And as we get close to starting here tonight, she's going to be honored with an award very shortly. That's coming up here, and we hope you all stay tuned for that as we get closer to opening serve here. As they are announcing the players, we will pause for the rest of the announcements and the national anthem, which will follow.